we need to talk about the OG pass and what I personally think about it. I was gonna say what the community thinks about it. It's been very obvious, you know, why a lot of people don't like the OG pass, but instead of going over that overall, I'm just gonna go over my perspective, right? Okay, so they absolutely cooked with Demi or Demi, whatever you want to call her, doesn't matter. They absolutely cooked with her set. Look at her emote. And I mean, look at the skin too. Like, I probably won't make use of this emote, but what I'm saying is it looks like they put the most effort into her skin for some reason. Like, even the wrap too. Look at the, like, it's reactive. You see the smoke glaring along with the fire, moving with the wind. The banner icon is, it's pretty cool too. The glider. Perfect page 1 reward. Page 1, you get the skin, then you get the glider. Here's my favorite part. We'll get to the second style since it's at the end of the page, but the loading screen. This looks like something that you would have in chapter 1. Obviously, yeah, because it's a chapter 1 POI, but I'm talking about the tone of like the art overall, the the art style. This looks like those loading screens that were amateur back in the day that you would see, devs draw, or like people's art that got into the game as loading screens, right? This is something you'd see in chapter 1 for sure. It's absolutely amazing. I give it a 10 out of 10. The loading screen is phenomenal. Even the emoticon, the fall trail, is also really cool. I'll actually make use of that when I do buy the OG pass. Again, the glider looks phenomenal. And then we have the second edit style. Again, they cooked with the skin overall. It has zero flaws. I didn't get this style, the second style with the blue and black on the OG Demi. I didn't get to finish challenges. Here, I'll go to my locker real quick. And okay, yeah, I already have her equipped because I was planning on talking about this because I was just going through the OG pass right now. But I mean, look at this. Both of these skins are like nearly flawless, or like just flawless overall. And then we go back to the OG pass, and then we go to not her. Then we go to her, right? Like you can tell it's an upgrade. They definitely put a lot of effort into her. And then after her, we have this we have this. So, you know, the fall trill is really nice. The glider's cool too. The banner icon is just whatever. The best looking thing to me on this page is probably the wrap. What did they do to her? Her forehead got like 2 times bigger for some reason. They messed up the clothes like so bad too. Like they just stripped away all the like armor looking stuff that made the skin more bulky. Now it looks really flat for some reason. Like it looks terrible. This is probably the worst OG reskin we got. No, actually, no. I take that back because we've definitely gotten worse. But why is this armband not connected to the suit? And like, why are the armor pads full of holes right here for like absolutely no reason. This looks terrible. Like it's not good. I'll just straight up say it. This isn't good at all. What I think they tried doing was, and they've been doing this for a lot of skins, they try mixing skins clothes nowadays to also fit like a modern casual look. And I mean for this, it just doesn't work because look, I'm gonna go to rocks right over here. Hold on, let me search her up. Obviously her first style, it already has a wacky look to it. I mean just looking at it, it's already better than the OG remix we got, right? So obviously it's normal clothing, but like the way it's textured and just like laid out across her, it just gives off futuristic or like suburban vibes. Basically what Neo Tilted is, right? So then we go to style two, right? The skin gets more bulky and it gets more detail around the edges because of the armor looking things right here at the bottom. And then the third style, right? It just starts absolutely cooking. The fourth style, they go even crazier with it. Like the thing about this skin versus, the OG remix one we got was the fact that they weren't afraid to like kind of make them look wacky. I mean, look, from a distance, if obviously you just started playing right now, it looks really wacky, but it works because it fit the theme of the season and they just went all out with it. And then obviously we have the fifth style that the OG pass tried to replicate. Actually, no, it tried to replicate stage three a little bit and then stage five because of like the stuff on the head. Then obviously the edit styles, look, they just weren't afraid to go all out, right? And then we go back to the OG pass, right? They tried to simplify the skin and just make it look like more modern and casual looking. This is trash compared to like the OG season 9 one. It's absolutely terrible. This is so disrespectful to season 9. All right, moving on from that monstrosity. Okay, no, actually we have more. The emote's really cool though. It's the best thing on this page. The loading screen. Okay, actually the loading screen looks cool too. Demi's there in the back. Um, yeah, again, the loading screen has that like OG art style look to it, like the amateur drawing look. Glider, pretty cool. And then, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this style is way better, but I think they could have done more around the leg areas and here too. The jacket, I don't think I really don't think it's enough, man. It really is disappointing. Overall, with this set, you know, with the Spectral Devourer, where do I start? Like, where do I exactly start with this? This looks like a cheaply made Halloween skin that would be in the shop for like 1,200 V-bucks. Honestly, there's too much green and like the style of the skin is just horrible. It looks mid at best. Apparently, he's part of the lore now, and like the look is too. It's like lore wise, but This isn't about like the lore. It's more about, just the way it looks. The wrap is really cool. I don't think it's reactive or anything. Okay, it is actually. Couldn't really tell because of all the green on the screen. I mean, look at that. You can't even tell. It's like a green pile of like goo just walking around if you were to use the skin. The loading screen's cool though. They really cooked with the loading screen. Why does Demi look like that? I'm not even gonna mention it. Look, I get where they were going with this, but this doesn't look good to me. It looks really ugly. Too much green, like the small amount of flash. Well, not flashing, just like the mist going around them. That should have been an edit style. Like the reactive thing. Well, not reactive, but like the animated thing going around them. It looks terrible. This looks really good though. And I can't wait to see what they do with the sword for the lore. Because it looks like it's going for like a portal. It's going through the portal actually. Um that's gonna be cool to see. And then okay, the banner icon, they cooked with the banner icon. And they did too for the sword. The sword looks purple. Yeah. That looks sick actually, but this looks better. This is a huge step up from like the ugly green style that I had to look at, unfortunately. I was just forcing myself to look at it at this point. They cooked with the purple style. The purple style it's really bland, but this time they made like the animated texture around them. They made it like the cube glyphics. This is way better. They should make this an edit style, whether you want it on or off. With this second edit style, probably like a 5 out of 10. And that's being generous. It looks ugly. We didn't get Vendetta. This guy replaced Vendetta, which is really unfortunate. We could have had Vendetta in the OG pass, but they wasted the slot. This could have easily been item shop for 1200 V-Bucks and then like the backbling sold separately or like a bundle for like 1800 or 2000. Would I buy it? Absolutely not. Maybe for the second edit style, but I'm good, man. The problem with them making stuff like this, and I'm going back to this because I'm not going to get over it. They keep trying to mix modern clothing with like the original art styles that the skins had back in the day, the wacky ones. For example, over here, Heatwave PJ, right? It's a remix of like the PJ that was in the shop. What do those both have in common? They wear like clothing you would actually see in modern day and not anything like tacky. Not anything out of the norm. They just try to make skins now for some reason to fit like a modern day game setting, like just wearing like normal clothes. And I think this is where like they mess up a lot when it comes to being creative now. They make things to look a little too simple. So right here we have like a ninja, part of like a underground organization, right, with like deep backlore or something, made out of Voyager cubes. The leggings, right? They're too simple. The jacket is too right here. It looks too simple. I get it already has the cubes, but they could have added like I mean they added a gun on the hip, but like on the side they could have added something like ammo clips, like ready to grab from the side of like your armor if they armored the leggings or like pants or whatever this is. The shoes look like bananas. The shoes are extremely ugly. And that's where my point comes in. they try to make skins now with modern clothing while trying to mix in like with the chaos of what the season has to offer, and it's just it's not the way to go. Like I'm gonna go to a similar skin like her, right? Like a samurai with a sword. I mean, she has a sword there, so like she's experienced and like stuff like that. So let's go to a skin with a similar theme, right? All right, here's the perfect example, right? We have Ronin, samurai experience with a sword or a ninja or whatever, right? They both have like the same type of like aura and um style, if you know what I'm saying, basically. And then over time, he starts gaining armor the more you level him up. Back in the day when you like did challenges for his styles and stuff, and then these are like the bonus rewards. These don't matter. These just change the colors. But you know, this is what I'm saying. Even from the first style, sure, above it would look simple. I mean, his weapons were like more noticeable compared to like just the small um pistol on the hip of the gun belt. But my big point and main point here is look, even the legs right here, the pants could look simple a little bit above and like towards the middle, but after that, they armored the legs and the shoes up to like give more of a combat feel. And sure, if he was like wearing normal clothes, it would look wacky, but this is what I'm saying. They would go out of their way to make some things just like they would make it work. Like putting more armor on skins and make them look like they're ready to like start shooting at something at any given moment, right? And then, other skins, like this, a jungle themed skin. Like you could tell she was going through it. Look, a knife on their hip, the belt falling on the side. Um, the pants look worn out. She's not even wearing shoes. She has band-aids on her feet. And then obviously the masks and stuff like that. And then the hat just to make her look more bummy. She was basically like a bum in the jungle, is what I'm trying to say. The main point with all that is that nowadays they just try to make skins have like normal clothing for some reason. They don't really get as wacky as they did back in the day. I mean, they did kind of go out with her. They went out of their way to actually put more effort around like the small details to like give her that, you know, ready for war vibe. And I mean, they cooked with her. Like, she's wearing like simple clothing, obviously, but at the same time, they put enough detail into her to like switch it up and actually give her a theme in the season. You know, it makes sense when you kind of just look at it yourself. Modern skins versus old school wacky skins. And where does this go back to? The OG pass. When you try to make something wacky look simple and try to force it to fit with the modern theme of the game, you don't get good results. I mean, previous OG passes, they kind of say that themselves already. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't work. Demi was like the only one that they got right with that. Because she still keeps her original attributes, the headphones, the face looks very similar, her forehead isn't like 5 times bigger, pistol on the hip, you know, the belt here with bullets in the back, armored arm. They kept the same attributes without defacing the skin, basically. I'll just go look at this one more time, right? Yeah, it just doesn't work. It sucks.